Hi, hello, and welcome. I'm definitely not Vlad, and you're watching the All Healers, All Tens Mega Series, where we take every healer from character creation all the way to all tens done in the War Within Season 3. We're currently working on Holy Paladin, with our Paladin well hammered. I missed an upload yesterday, and I had recorded an entire episode. We had two runs, one of which was miserable, the other one was very successful. We did a +8 key, as you can see. Hold on, where can I even show you this? Here. We have an Arakara +8 done. There we go. Usually I just have the add-on here, Raider IO, but this is a no add-ons healer. Anyway, I did some other stuff, like I got myself a helmet, I got myself 4 set, all those exciting things you will not be able to witness because my microphone sounded like this. Did the tank die, or did he jump out? Is he like trying to lead? What's going on here, man? As you can see, not exactly great. The thing is, I think I want to go and spend these untainted mana crystals to get myself a better Twisted Mana Sprite. Twisted Mana Sprite has been healing quite a bit. As you can see, it does about 8% of my healing, which is a significant amount. So we're going to go ahead and go do a Bountiful Delve really quick just to get that Twisted Mana Sprite. I do not have a Restored Coffer Key. I don't think I have. Whatever, man. Let's go get the thing with the stuff. I can go to Sir Finley Mergleton here, and we can buy one of these coffer keys for Undercoin, and then I'll use that in order to open up one of those bountiful coffers. It's not particularly useful. I don't think I need any more champion pieces, but you never know. I'm gonna do that really quick. And then I think today we're gonna just do a +10 key. Sure, my third key can be a +10, why not? Today is the first day where I feel a little bit better. I've been sick lately, and I'm hoping to stream today and do a bunch of 10s, and then maybe next episode can be the last episode of the Holy Paladin. Also, tomorrow we're doing a whole day stream, even if I'm falling apart. I want to try out Fellowship. Anyway, I'm going to quickly go do this tier 11 Earthcrawl Mines and get myself a Twisted Mana Sprite. I will point out, Zahran does have a schedule that he has his trinkets show up at. I think yesterday we had this available, so today we're going to have Twisted Mana Sprite available. I'm not 100% sure about this. I could be completely wrong about it, but hopefully I'm not, and hopefully we can buy ourselves a Twisted Mana Sprite. I guess we'll find out. We'll see in just a moment through the magic of editing. We're coming up on the end of the delve here. We're going to just pop off and do as much damage as we can. At some point, most likely, Bran will just decide to one-shot this boss, so there's that. Bran's being shy because I said that he would one-shot him, so he's not doing so, which is slightly irritating, but it's not a big deal. It's only going to take a couple of minutes to kill this guy anyway. Okay, so Bran forgot how to one-shot NPCs, apparently, so we're stuck actually beating the shit out of this thing properly, which is a little bit irritating, but oh well, it doesn't matter. The delve was still extremely quick, so we're gonna go ahead and please tell me Zahran actually is selling. Yes! Twisted Mana Sprite, we're gonna buy the hero version using these untainted mana crystals. Bada bing, bada boom. There we go. Perfect. So it turns out it was the day that I was pointing out in this handy dandy little chart. If you're curious where this is, where this chart is, you can find it in the comments section of the Zahran NPC on Wowhead. So that's where you can find this. Anyway, yeah, left Bountiful Heavy Trunk, right Bountiful Heavy Trunk, Flickering Spoils, Nemesis Strongbox, and of course a Bountiful Coffer. Boom, there we go. Nothing particularly amazing. Let's see here, we got Champion Gloves. We already have some Champion Gloves. I think we even have Hero Gloves that we just didn't choose to upgrade instead of the existing ones that we have. Sorry, little hiccup there. And we got Perfect Stat Bracers, which I could use to replace the ones that I have right now, but I kind of just don't give a shit. Like, I don't want to spend the gold for another Avoidance enchant just for that. Even though I've seen that I should be using supposedly Leech instead of Avoidance, I'd rather survive than heal faster, if that makes sense. Because Leech for healers is great and all, but you still need to survive. Anyway, I'm quite happy now because I have another hero trinket. I can spend my runed crests on that, and that is awesome. We also got a few more runed crests from that, which is nice. Like my grandma always used to say, never look a runed crest in the eye, or in the mouth, in the whatever. Grandma was weird. I'm going to fully upgrade my gloves with 10 of these. So now we have 8 out of 8 gloves. That's wonderful. And then I'm going to fully upgrade, well, not fully. We're going to spend 10 more just to bump up the item level of the old Twisted Mana Sprite we got now. Quite happy with that. It's not a huge upgrade or anything. It wasn't really that consequential, but it's a hero one instead of a champion one, and that makes me happy. With all that done, we're at 701 item level. We did reach 700 last episode, or not last episode, but like in the last recording session, which of course I decided not to share with you guys because the audio quality was atrocious and I didn't like it. Made me upset, so I decided to skip a day of uploads. Anyway, let's go find ourselves a +10 key instead of waffling on. Hopefully I do get invited, but we'll see how desperate people are. I'll talk to you once I'm in a run. And here we go with a +10 Priory of the Sacred Flame. We have the Voidbound thing, I think. And of course, Tyrannical and Fortified. Is it called Voidbound? Yes, Voidbound. So it's the one that spawns in the ad with the Absorb Shield, and then you have to deal with that. We're going to give movement speed to our Paladin friend here. We're going to give him some healing. I'm going to hold off a little bit longer until he hits some more. Okay, this guy's 720 item level and he's still doing a stupid route. Okay, cool. I mean, whatever. This is doable. This is perfectly fine, I think. I'm gonna put one of our Dawn Lights on the enemies and the other Dawn Light will go on our tank. And let's get ready to... well, there's actually no AoE damage happening here, but we're gonna... There's a Disrupting Shout. Never mind. Hold on. Divine Toll to deal with that, I guess. I'm not too particularly worried about this one. I do have overlapping unit frames now. I kind of don't care about that right this instant. There's no casters in this pull, but you have noticed probably that I have overlapping unit frames now. I feel like that would make it easier to deal with than the other thing. This guy's shooting and he's hitting our buddy, the druid. We're gonna go ahead and pop wings here just to make sure that while the tank gets aggro and everything, we're kind of okay. I'm looking to see if anyone gets caught in these traps. If they do get caught in the traps, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give them the freedom spell. Blessing of Freedom, because that will remove the root from them as well as the dot, because that's just part of it. There doesn't seem to be anyone that I have to worry about, though. Let's see if we can get a... Nope, never mind. I was going to say, let's see if we can get a Dawn Light onto the Void Emissary, but it's borderline impossible because of the nature of how it is applied. So I think the way it works is basically it'll... The nearest hitbox to you will get the Dawn Light applied to them from Shield of the Righteous. There's no other way to really deal with it, so I don't know. It's a little bit annoying. I really dislike it. Our tank seems to be going for Suleiman there, and he wants to go over to the stairs. He's pulling another group over there. I'm going to look for the kick on the priest. We're going to get a grip on the priest, looking to see if anyone gets hit by a trap. Nothing so far. He should go... The tank really should go over there, but it's whatever. We're going to Divine Toll to recover from that Thunderclap, along with the pod shots and whatnot that are being cast at enemies here, or at friends here. We do have some damage going on. Tank is being directed by our Resto, or sorry, not a Resto Druid. Resto Druid. Imagine I'm healing here while there's a Resto Druid in the group. Is being directed by our Balance Druid where to stand, which is not really a great thing. Not a great look for a 720 tank, but I guess anyone that grinds can get to any item level. Okay, we're sort of low on healing resources here, but I think we should be fine. There we go. Our tank is doing a great job of staying very sturdy, so I'm not worried about our tank surviving. Although at 720 item level, I would expect them to do that. By the way, the reason I know their item level is because Details, the only add-on I have left, is active down here, and I can take a look at people's item level. Okay, looks like we're just about done with this pull. A lot better still than the pulls that I did yesterday with the Deserter tank, which that was miserable. It looks like we have this Sharpshooter. He's going to get taken out, and then it's just these two groups, as well as Chainmail that'll be coming down the stairs there. Let's see how we deal with the spam of casts here. It's almost impossible to target anything of value in the sense of like interrupting something that matters. The priest got interrupted seemingly. Okay, hold on. I gotta focus on healing and less yappage. Okay, we put out our things here. Jesus, these the nameplates are so bad, Blizzard. I really hope they cook for midnight. I know that it's going to be a lot better in midnight, so I'm not too worried about it, but holy shit, they suck right now. You either have a 7-mile gap or you have no gap between them, and good luck, you know? That's it. Just good luck, right? So the reason we're having to heal quite a bit here during during the Chainmail fight is because people are getting jumped on, but they're not moving out of the way of Chainmail's jump. So there's a lunging strike. See, you can move out of it. That's why I was waiting there. I used movement speed right as she finished the cast, so I can potentially move out of it if she's jumping on me. The Warlock was like, nah, I'm good, so he just stood there and took it, but not the best move. Druid is also doing the same thing. We're going to give him a Dawn Light that's going to counteract the dot that we're taking right now. It doesn't look like we're going to be able to run past this. Hopefully the healer does notice that. We're going to go ahead and heal up the Druid now, because the Dawn Light didn't fully negate the damage that was being done to the Druid from the dot. I think we're good now. Yeah, it looks like we're good. We're running past. Tank seems to be pulling this group off to the side. We're going to look for some kind of interrupt here. That's about as much as I could contribute with these shitty-ass nameplates. There's going to be some traps coming down here in a second. We have to take a look at the person with Impale. Impale is a dot that the Knight casts, and the Knight is going to do Disrupting Shout now. We're going to go ahead and use Beacon into... whatchamacallits, whatever the hell, man. Beacon into Divine Toll, that's the spell combo I was thinking of, in order to counter that AoE damage. Now on a plus 10 key, it doesn't seem to really hurt all that bad, but if there's some other damage like pot shots or casts coming in at the same time as that AoE, it can be pretty menacing, especially if you as the healer get interrupted by the AoE. Because if you're casting, that Disrupting Shout will, believe it or not, disrupt you. Love me some of this foliage that I'm managing to shove my camera into. It looks like we didn't pull the Sharpshooter. That's good. We're targeting the Priest, High Priest Amya. We're going to try and interrupt those. Now, I need to get ready here for a shit ton of damage to come in when High Priest Amya does her Reflective Shield. We're going to go ahead and just pop wings here. Make sure everyone's nice and safe, because people will just beat the shit out of themselves, into the shield. They're gonna keep DPSing, and all of the damage they're doing to the shield is being reflected at them. There's a defend on top of Enya. I only see one defend being cast. I see multiple now. We're gonna blind, and if there's another one, I'm gonna try and stun that one, because the footmen, when they're defending, they reduce the damage being taken by whoever's in that little circle of the defend by 50%, which is a lot, so it can really make some fights last a lot longer. So the footmen are bad percent, and also they are bad... hold on, let me just use... Never mind. I was going to use Beacon... Whatever. I think I used the wrong order of spells there, but it doesn't really matter. But yeah, the footmen are not great percent, and they're not great because they will slow you down unless you can keep managing the CC on them. All right, Tank's running ahead to grab Dual Maul before he reaches this area, so we don't have to risk fighting the light spawn. Looks like we're getting some interrupts in, which is wonderful. We're going to put the Priest on focus. So when I see the heal spell being cast, I'm going to go ahead and make sure I interrupt the Priest. Tank's doing a great job of making sure that we have not much to worry about. Considering he's a prot paladin, he can get quite a few interrupts in, which is wonderful. Ember Storm comes out, which means it's time for me to do a little dance around the boss. Trying to get my, or mini boss I should say, trying to still keep healing going. It looks like a couple of people got hit by a few things, which is fine. These fireballs are really hurting. Hopefully the DK manages to get a kick in. It looks like we're pulling some more stuff here. I'm not 100% sure we need to pull all of these. And it also looks like we don't have proper aggro on the Sharpshooter. The Sharpshooter is on me right now, which means I'm getting hit by things that are supposed to be hitting the tank. I'm going to go ahead and just use... whatchamacallits? Wings, that's what I'm trying to say. We used wings there to negate the damage being done to us from the Sharpshooter. There were also DPS being hit by the Sharpshooters because the tank didn't have proper aggro on them. But we're good, nice and safe now. We managed to take out the Emissary, and Bob is your uncle. I don't know why Bob is your uncle, that's just a saying, but you now know that he is, which is going to be one hell of a weird family reunion, isn't it? We're just going to stun this defense so we can kill this Arathi footman. And then, we won't shame him for his kinks. If he likes feet, he likes feet. That's fine. But we can't stand any defense going on. Okay, we've got Captain Dalecry on our focus, so we're going to try and interrupt when possible. I don't expect to have to heal a whole bunch here other than having to dispel the tank. And then, of course, when the, when Emerald Lance does his big AoE, that's when I expect to have to heal a little bit. So I kind of wasted my thingy with the stuff. Whatever. Doesn't matter. We're going to put out a couple of Dawn Lights onto our friends here. Everyone's being nice and healthy. The AoE doesn't really even hurt that bad. Our tank is getting his ass kicked, though, so we're going to have to focus on giving him some extra healing. Okay, there we go. And here's the Void Emissary. We're going to try and focus the Void Emissary. Divine Judgment comes out. We try to instantly dispel that as quickly as possible because we don't want to have to deal with that nonsense. And let's keep the tank hotted up. If the tank has hots on him, we can do some pretty efficient healing on him because of the hot nature of the, or the dot nature of the tank buster. Trying to say that in a really fancy way, but all I'm trying to say is hot counters dot to some extent. So it's good. Not much to really commentate on this boss fight. I mean, we just have to make sure that we keep people safe, and that's it. Keep dispelling the tank, keep giving him Dawn Lights as we can. We have wings coming up. I'm going to try and save wings for the upcoming trash pull because I do expect the tank to go for a big trash pull here. Let's try and get some healing out during this AoE. I don't want to use cooldowns right now because I don't think I'll have to deal with another... Oh man, tank, you got to use some kind of defensive, buddy. You're killing me here. I guess he's saving defensives as well for the upcoming fight. And we have some time to recover here by dealing with the Void Emissary, which is also good. We're going to try and... hopefully this hot that I'm putting on the tank doesn't cause any issues here. I'm going to give him movement speed as he runs in there to see what he wants to group. It looks like he's just pulling 2 of these, so I guess we could Bloodlust this. I don't know. I'd rather Bloodlust the next group, because in the next group, what we're going to have is 3 Paladins. Here we just have 2 Paladins. And the Paladins are the sources of AoE damage here, really. Put 1 Dawnlight onto the enemies, a couple of Dawnlights onto us. I don't feel the need to use anything particularly powerful here to heal my friends. We should be able to just live through this. We didn't Lust, but I think some people used like big cooldowns because these guys melted pretty quickly. So maybe the next pull will be Lust or something. I don't know. Maybe we Lust the boss. We'll see what ends up happening. I'm just used to pulling more here and having a Lust to deal with the fact that these Paladins are pretty rough. So we have triple Paladin right now, double in the group and triple in the enemy group. But yes, I'm looking for these sacred tolls to start going out. All right, we're going to counter it with a thingy with the stuff. What's it called? A beacon. And another one came out. Sacred tolls coming out. You can see just the pulsing damage that is happening. I'm trying my best to... not waste all of my healing here at the same time. I don't want to overlap too many of my healing cooldowns because these guys are going to start rapid firing those out again. Yeah, here you can see that. And we have Beacon of Virtue up, and we have some Flash of Light procs with Infusion of Light. You can see there's quite a bit of healing to do here. This is one of my favorite pulls as a healer because there's just... I don't know, it's just you gotta pump the HPS, otherwise you're screwed. And we have wings I'm gonna try and save. So I saved wings for the previous pull, and then the previous pull wasn't that dangerous. Then we have this pull. Let's pop a Beacon of Virtue and try and get some proper healing here. I am hard casting for some reason. I'm not sure why I'm doing that, but here we are. And I do have Divine Toll, but I don't think I needed Sacred Tolls coming out. People are pretty healthy. I don't think I need to do much here. Okay, we have a Paladin coming in. He's real angry at me. Fireballs and stuff. Okay, let's Divine Toll after using Beacon of Virtue. I'm so annoyed because I really want to use Flash of Light after using Beacon of Virtue and Divine Toll because I'll have all these crits with a Holy Shock, which lets me use instant cast these. All right, this is Wings time. This is Wings time 110%, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Another Beacon. Let's put some offensive thingies here. I'm trying to stun this guy, but it looks like my kick was on cooldown from something I instinctively kicked. I don't even remember kicking anything, but that just happens on instinct apparently at some point. Okay, this is pretty intense. I am enjoying it. But these Divine Tolls or Sacred Tolls from the enemies are kind of hurting, right? Beacon into Divine Toll, and we are good. Honestly, do I need to pair those up? Because they feel so powerful. Like, just pressing Beacon of Virtue, I feel like I've already done a shit ton. All right, let's see. Sacred Toll goes out. We're going to use one of those Flash of Light procs or Infusion of Light procs to Flash of Light someone to full health. And then we're kind of good. Looks like it's time for the boss. We can Lust here, maybe. I just realized we don't have an actual Lust. We don't have a Bloodlust class in and nobody's using drums. Why was I so stuck on Bloodlust? Okay, well, this tank at least is moving as soon as the hammers fall. The previous tank we had in yesterday's key was not so quick. Hold on. I'm typing out to people to soak after circles. We're going to CR our Warlock friend so we can do less than tank damage, and then hopefully we can handle this. Hopefully people don't go to soak right away. Please do not. Soak after circles. We're going to use Freedom. I'm going to use a defensive. Tank seems to be running in with, yeah, tank is running in with Bubble, it looks like. No, it was the DK with Shield of or anti-magic shell. Sorry, I'm so flustered. This fight for some reason just takes a lot out of me. Anyway, Hammer of Purity is coming through. There wasn't much to heal there because the DK did a great job using his anti-magic shell. Hopefully people don't run into this before the circles come down. We're going to give freedom to this person so that when the Castigator shield comes out and slows them, it doesn't actually slow them. And we're ready to soak again. We're going to use Beacon of Virtue here, Flash of Light with Infusion proc, and just make sure that we keep healing. Keep believing in love. Okay, people are getting their asses whooped here apparently from these dots, but that's okay. They do a lot of damage. Next one is a 5 soak, so 5 soaks is what we need to do. I could bubble this one. I should bubble this one. We're moving away. Castigator shields are down. We're going to beacon and just let me soak all of those. Boom, 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 boom. Nice. Okay. The druid was really far away, so I had a bit of trouble healing him, but other than that, we did really, really well there. Okay. Nobody else gets the dot, and it's a lot easier for me to heal when there's no dot. Okay. That worked out quite well. I'm very happy with myself. Big happy. Hammers are coming down. Sacrificial Pyre. I'm just gonna ping boss so people stay on the boss and kill the boss. There we go. No soaks necessary. Nice. That was pretty dang good. Okay, here we have a double Paladin pull again. We have some priests as well, believe it or not, somewhere in there in that jumble of nameplates. Okay, while I have a second, I'm gonna move away. Options, interface, overlapping, stacking nameplates. Okay, that's a little bit better. Now I can actually see what the f is in front of me. Should have Divine Toll sooner. Or after the virtue, but I just reflexed Divine Toll because I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if people were going to live long enough for 2 globals, but here we are. We're all right. It was the Divine Tolls that got people low, and then there were some smites also going out, which never helps. You have an Emissary coming in. We're going to try and focus some of our damage into the Emissary. We have Consecration. Sacred Toll is going out. We have a Virtue to counter that. I'm going to go ahead and use some of our resources here. Make sure everyone's nice and healthy. We have an Infusion of Light proc, which is basically a lay on hands. When Beacon of Virtue Beacon of Virtue is up, it is really, really nice because we have a talent that increases our healing with Flash of Light by 50% when someone has a beacon on them. Are we going to give movement speed? I gave movement speed to I don't even know who. It doesn't even matter. Where is the mage? The mage is... There it is. Okay, I'm looking for a cast here. I'm looking for a volley cast. There it is. Okay, we got the volley cast. Everyone's safe now. I can focus on just healing. I'm being line of sighted by my friend here, the Warlock, who's standing really far down the stairs, but that's okay. It looks like we're going to be fine. Druid's getting beamed down by the, what's it called? By the thing that does the beaming. I don't know. Light spawn. Okay, that guy, the light spawn. Some pretty heavy duty damages coming out here. We're gonna have to focus on healing the Warlock. It looks like our friend, the other Paladin, popped a lay on hands on the Warlock because they have forbearance, which means I didn't do it because mine's off cooldown still. And it looks like it's just the Paladin and the light spawn, which is bursting, and the Paladin's far away from it. That is perfectly fine now. Okay, cool. Let's heal everyone up and get ready to go into the next fight. Fighting a mage as well as a light spawn and 2 footmen. Not particularly dangerous. A fireball gets interrupted. Volley is going to be cast after that. I'm looking at it. I have it on focus. I can focus interrupted like this. Taken care of. Not much else needs to be taken care of. What the hell? I'm looking at the Warlock. He is kicking ass. Like, he did not... His health didn't budge from being beamed by the light spawn. I'm assuming he used a health stone and I didn't notice that he was taking a lot of damage. The light spawn definitely likes him. We're going to give him a blessing of sacrifice. Our druid went down. We're going to CR the druid. I'm going to bubble here out of panic. And the mages, there's one volley. There's another volley being cast. We're going to stun the volley. Nope, somebody interrupts it all as well. I'm going to use Beacon of Virtue here and we should be fine. Have a skull mage focused with my interrupt. I'm going to target the risen mage and I'm going to mouse over heal everything without having to target someone else. Okay, I don't care about the fireballs. The fireballs I can deal with quite easily. What I do care about is the volleys. The volleys are very dangerous. I'm very worried about the volleys. One volley down. We're going to interrupt the mage. He's going to die before he can cast anything else. And there we go. The druid needs to be healed here as much as possible. We're just gonna... I'm a little flustered, so sometimes I hard cast a Flash of Light because it gives me a holy power instead of using a Crusader Strike, which is also a possibility. But I'd rather keep healing than do some damage, which is not optimal, and I don't claim it to be. But I am trying to... I'm trying my best here, okay? I'm trying my best. Bro, I don't know. You need to use the defensive or something. Go bear form. That was rough. Okay, here comes the real roughness. We're going to interrupt these as best we can, and let's Divine Toll, Flash of Lights go out. Very, very nice. We're going to beam Sir Braunpike here in a second. We're going to put some hots on our friends as best we can. I didn't beam Sir Braunpike, now I did. There we go. Global got stuck or something, I don't know. We're going to put one of the Dawn Lights on our ranged friend, because the Dawn Lights, whoever has Dawn Light on them, radiates healing to the rest of the group. So it's good to put one on ranged and one on melee. All right, we have a bunch of healing coming through now, because I think our trinket should be coming in strong here. I haven't used it a single time. I'll use it now. There we go. Trinket's been used. I set up a macro, but I don't think I put it on my bars. Put a macro in. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and use our wings here. Braunpike is the biggest heal check up the dungeon, in my opinion, along with, I guess, the pulls before second boss. Those two are the really rough parts for healing. The rest is kind of handleable. And there we go. Braunpike is gone. We have healed through that part. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Big DPS coming through, so we're fine. And there's not much left to heal other than the footmen. When they die, they explode. We're going to try and stun this last footman so that we don't have to deal with the damage from him. Because if you... we're going to look for an interrupt on this guy. If we just line of sight here, we should be fine. I'm going to look for heals. Interrupt the footman when he casts, or not the footman, the priest. There we go. More grips are coming through from the DK. Wonderful. All right, well, let's get ready to heal here and get ready to turn around as much as needed in order to not get blinded. I'm going to blind here to stop that Holy Smite cast, and we're going to focus interrupt the Holy Smite cast. Blinding Light's being cast. I have to turn around. There is no warning whatsoever for the Blinding Light cast, which is not great, honestly. The Blizzard should probably rethink that if this is their default UI, but we'll see what it's going to be like in Midnight. I really shouldn't judge the current default UI of Blizzard, because they've been playing, or they've been designing the game with add-ons in mind for such a long time that they just probably let some things slide, like their nameplates. Holy f***, do their nameplates suck. Blinding Light's coming out. We're going to have to dispel that off of our Druid friend, who seems to be struggling a little bit. We're going to lay on hands the Druid friend. I don't have a dispel for you right this instant. Druid, you got to move sometimes, buddy. You can't just sit there casting whatever the f*** it is you're casting, man. That's not cool. All right, Holy Flame comes out. That's going to be an AoE. Okay, Druid, you literally have to use WASD. You can't just sit there like an idiot. Okay, this is on me. We're going to go this way. Beacon into Divine Toll into some of these. Oh, the Druid's lagging really bad. Okay. Here you go, buddy. Get some movement speed. Gonna pop wings here, keep everyone safe while we try to do as much damage as humanly possible to Prioris Merprey. I can't really do much here, honestly. I can consider using a blind to stop some of these. I'm going to bubble and then blind here in the middle of them. It's going to break pretty much instantly because of the damage they're taking, because blind doesn't take much damage to break. And we managed to live through that, so all is well. Druid didn't use the yoink back or anything like that, but we didn't get a second wave, so it doesn't really matter. What matters the most is that you make sure there's not a second wave, because otherwise it's really hard to manage all the ads. I think my blind did some good. I did bubble when I went in for the blind. All right, we're turning around now. We're going to look at the Druid, who's probably going to get blinded. Never mind. Druid manages to pull through. Heals, flash heals are coming through with Beacon up, which is ridiculous amounts of healing, so we're good. And for the next AoE, I guess I'm going to use my Trinket. Inner Fire's coming out. We're just going to use the Trinket here. Why not? I think Inner Fire is like a AoE dot sort of thing, or a pulsing damage. Blinding Light's coming through. We're going to turn around again. Druid gets blinded. He gets dispelled immediately. Let's put the Virtue out. Let's beam the enemy so everyone gets a part of the Holy Prism. We're going to put out some Dawn Lights after that, and that is a plus 10, probably 2-star. Is that a 2-star? I don't know. Do we have percent? We do have percent. Would you look at that? Easy peasy. It's not a 2-star, but I'm still happy with it. How was the healing? I'm going to ask how was the healing, because I'm curious if people felt safe. Healing was good? All right, that's good to know, DK. I'm going to hit them with a shill macro, and we're going to peace out. Goodness gracious. Okay, that was quite the run. I feel like the commentary was on point. I don't know. You guys can let me know what you think about the commentary. I personally am quite happy with it. So I made a macro, and I'm not proud of it, but I've made a macro that is supposed to use the freaking Trinket when I use Beacon of Virtue. But I didn't drag the macro down onto my bars, so it's basically useless. No, I did drag it onto my bars, but I dragged it onto my dragon riding bar and not my actual bar. Oh, that's so stupid, Vlad. God damn it. Whatever. It would have been nice to have it. I was expecting it to show up sometimes, like the shield from the trinket, but it didn't, and I was very confused. But what matters is that we managed to heal through. I'm curious, how much did we get out of the Twisted Mana Sprite? 7.2% of my healing. Not bad at all. I'm very happy with that. This trinket did more than my cloak, which is kind of crazy, because the cloak is pretty freaking powerful. And our belt, the Delve belt, is still doing good, 4.5% of our healing. Overall, I'm quite happy with this. Oh, actually, I guess when you combine the Ethereal Guard and the Reconstitution from the cloak, it's probably better than anything else, but oh well, whatever. Doesn't matter. Now, I did move away from Blessing of Summer. I put the point into, I think, Relentless Inquisitor? Or no, I put it into Veneration, so my Hammer of Wrath does some healing. Curious to see how much did Veneration do. A good bit, 3% of my healing, 78 million. Probably saved some lives. I don't know. But overall, I'm pretty happy with how my healing's working right now. I don't have to worry about the stupid Blessing of Summer. I opted not to get Merciful Auras because I'm worried about Arakara when I'm running down the stairs and the tank doesn't have great aggro. Merciful Auras might be an issue. So yeah, I just opted to get Federation, which is not great, but whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm not too worried about it. If you want to play optimally, use Blessing of Summer. Use the Blessings. Blessing of the Seasons, very, very powerful. Don't play stupid like me. I kind of don't care. I'm not trying to be sweaty. I'm just trying to get through the 10s, you know? But we got through a Priory, plus 10, through some pretty beefy heal requirements, like Brawn Pike and the triple Paladins before the second boss, so I'm pretty happy with that. All in all, a successful day for the Vlad. But that's pretty much it for this episode. If you enjoyed it, drop a like, make sure you subscribe, because there's more episodes coming, at least one more, of the Holy Paladin. If you made it to this point of the video, include the phrase "move, druid" in your comment, because that druid needed to move, but apparently he was lagging, so it's kind of okay, I guess. If you do include the phrase "move, druid" in your comment, I'll make sure to heart it when I see it. But as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next episode.